everybody, it's Honest John again. Today I'm going to do something that you would never expect me to do. I'm going to actually help out Donald Trump and the Republicans. Now, in order to understand where I'm coming from, think back to the Republican convention when Melania Trump plagiarized Michelle Obama's speech. They should use her as their example. The Republicans want to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. They want to do it very badly, but they have nothing to replace it with. Now, for 7 years, they have been passing bills in Congress to repeal the Affordable Care Act, but they knew that they couldn't actually get them past the president, so they didn't bother to come up with an actual plan. And then when they took over the White House, the Senate, and the House, they finally could actually repeal the Affordable Care Act. But they didn't have a plan. And they learned that they couldn't come up with a plan. A lot of very smart people worked very hard at creating the Affordable Care Act. And the Republicans just aren't smart enough to come up with a replacement. As flawed as the Affordable Care Act is, it's the best that could be come up with using our system instead of going to single payer. And like I said, the Republicans are never going to be able to figure out something better. They promised they would replace it with something better, but they haven't come up with anything better. And they won't. So what they need to do is to tell their staffers to very quietly and secretly make copies of the Affordable Care Act. Right? And then just change the name at the top. And then what they could do is repeal the Affordable Care Act and then replace it with the Affordable Care Act. That's right, they would repeal Obamacare and replace it with Obamacare. It would just have a different name, maybe Trump Care, whatever. Let's face it, most of the people serving in the House and the Senate, they wouldn't know the difference. They don't read bills anyway. That's true for both sides of the aisle. They pass bills all the time without reading them. And of course the Republican base is way too stupid to figure out what they did. And if I'm going to be honest, I have to admit that most Democrats aren't smart enough either. That's why they lost the last election. Thanks for listening.